You can say this.
NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through, definitely have some fans here, or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them, they stopped responding to our messages.
Enough for someone to take their frustrations out on the disc.
We're bringing you all the highlights and heartbreaks. Only 2 teams made it through to the final. Here's the story of how it all went down. You don't want to miss this.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm here with Shaq. Tonight's game, we'll be watching the Golden State Warriors as they go up against...
got a capacity crowd here at the United Center. It'll be the defending NBA champion Golden State Warriors and the Chicago Bulls. Taking a look at Chicago, they can secure their spot in the postseason with the victory here.
Well, they played extremely well to get this win streak, Kevin, but right now they're in the midst of a game where it might not continue. The team they're facing wants to end the streak that they are on right now.
Yeah, and the longer the streak goes, the bigger the target on their back becomes. So especially now when they're facing a team as tough as this, that probably feels like it should be the one on the winning streak.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Warriors. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Barnes in at the 3 spot. So many people overlooked Pau Gasol prior to last season. Seemed to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
Now here's Rose after the miss from Stephen Curry. That savvy little up fake there. Fooling the D.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on. And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
Now here's Thompson. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Oklahoma City. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lets the 3 fly. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Thompson's got his first 3 points of the game. Outside Butler. Here's the 3. Draymond Green pulls it in. Over in the corner, Barnes. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Off target with his 3. Last outing for Golden State, they won that game against the Thunder.
You're not always going to shoot it as well as they did from three-point range to win that game, but it certainly doesn't hurt. And in that game, boy, did they shoot it lights out from beyond.
Lights out is a real good way to describe it. Just take a peek at the box score. I mean, their percentage from deep was off the charts. Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in this game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Now here's Curry. He picked up 36 points in their last one against Oklahoma City.
But what stood out for me was his gorgeous playmaking out there. I mean, over and over, he was finding his teammates in a great position to score. And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Here's Butler, following the basket by Stephen Curry. And Butler gets it to go.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now, here's Thompson. He's someone who's a factor on any given night, averaging more than 22 points a game.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Here's Butler. He's coming off a 10-point game against Philadelphia.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
And Green gets it to go.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter. And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Here's Rose. Fouling the basket by Draymond Green.
And folks, those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
Yep, uncommon and unparalleled. I mean, he makes things happen out there for sure.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry. And, guys, you talk about ascendant stars in the NBA, none brighter than Steph Curry, the leading vote-getter for the All-Star game a season ago. But what I love, he doesn't let it go to his head. I mean, he remains grounded and focused on winning.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. What I like, though, about Stephen Curry also is his demeanor, Clark. He cheers on his teammates, keeps his head up through adversity. He does it all.
Yeah, he's pretty much unflappable. He's level-headed, and he puts his teammates first. That's what makes him a championship-caliber superstar.
So, Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Joakim Noah. Dunleavy's checked in for Doug McDermott. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose. Mirotic gets the bucket.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Ezeli. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Brooks, the pass to Dunleavy. Inside. And there's Mirotic on the assist by Dunleavy.
It's like everybody is in a rhythm right now. Incredible stuff here early on.
Both teams playing downhill. You know, coaches say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right?
Here is Livingston. After the basket by Nikola Mirotic. Pass to Barbosa. Lets it go with a 3. Can't hit. Now Chicago takes it the other way. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way. And that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Ezeli. This is his first free throw of the game. The first one falls. Clark, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. And so Ezeli nails both of them. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. The drive by Brooks. Iguodala with the steal. Here's Spates. That drops and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Spates has got his first points of the night.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Mirotic dishes to Brooks. 3 seconds left. Can't get the layup. And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his company.
And we're 5-6 feet outside that.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp. Not much stagnation at all on offense.
They've got Taj Gibson, Mirotic out there with Dunleavy. And there's Etuan Moore, and it's Brooks in at the 1 spot. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter.
Well, you know, last season, Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
Ezeli kicks to Thompson. Here's Azili, defended by Gibson. Thompson is double. Inside. Azili gets the bucket. Azili's got the lead up to 2 now for the Warriors. Greg, Steve Kerr did win over the locker room in a hurry last season. They had finished a successful run under Mark Jackson. Winning accelerates everything. They certainly bought into it.
They really did. And people don't often appreciate how difficult it is to come into a situation where expectations are that high. But he also went out of his way to empower his players and really give them some accountability. Didn't try to hide anyone on defense and play to the strengths of his team on the offensive end. The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Clark, the pass to Azili. Here's Green. It's hauled in by the Bulls. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home club just couldn't pull out the win.
Yeah, their defense got sliced and diced in that game. They just weren't closing down on perimeter shooters, not nearly quick enough, and then they gave up their fair share of those point-blank shots on the interior as well.
Something was clearly amiss for them, Greg. I mean, to let an opponent shoot that high a percentage, you got to take a real long look in the mirror after a game like that.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Different look here for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut checked in for Festus Ezeli. Harrison Barnes comes in for Brandon Rush. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Thompson. And Curry subbed in for Ian Clark. And it's sent back by Bogut. Barbosa dishes to Curry. Nice 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
A nice bounce back here for Harrison Barnes, Clark.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. And Holiday throws it down.
And the lead goes right back. What a seesaw affair we've got going on.
This game's right there for the taking, but neither team can quite grab hold of it. Like a slippery bar of soap there. Somebody's got to take charge here.
Bulls making a switch here. Butler's checked in, and then for Golden State, Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Green, and it's Livingston in for Curry. Here's McDermott. And Barbosa pulls it down.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Yeah, baby, groovy.
The Bulls have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Over to the wing. The shot by Butler, nobody around. Misses the 3. The Warriors trail. And now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go. Here's Iguodala. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. And for Andre Iguodala, last year was a first in 758 games. Up until then, he had not once ever come off the bench.
Yeah, he'd been a starter throughout his 10-year career, every single game, Kevin. Then last year he came off the bench in every game. Big adjustment for the veteran, but he made it well.
Chicago making a switch here. Noah's checked in. 8 lead changes now, and we're still just in the first half.
You know, both teams showing a lot of resilience, I think. Coming back, back and forth, back and forth.
That reminds me of a song.
Yeah, Kevin, that's Cameo, to be exact. And I'm not sure I've seen a game with more lead changes this early. And getting back to Iguodala last season, not only did he come off the bench for the first time ever, but he really thrived in doing so. Playing the fewest minutes per game of his career, he was able to avoid some of the nagging injuries that had plagued him in the past. And so he could stick around to help the Warriors assemble that franchise record of 67 wins last season.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key there, getting point-blank looks time and time again.
1:27 left in the second quarter.
You know, for Iguodala at this point in his career, it's just about winning. He's had a couple of large contracts. He's made multiple All-Star teams, but now it's about rings for him. And he got one.
Golden State moving the ball around. The dish to Barnes from outside the arc. That's good. Barnes has got himself on the board with 3 there.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Rose double teamed. Pass to Noah. Now here's McDermott, covered by Barnes. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line.
And guys, what a strange rookie campaign for Dougie McBuckets. I mean, he entered the draft as a polished sharpshooter. The Bulls traded up in the first round to get him, and he ended up playing 9 minutes a game over the course of last season.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Gasol, and Brooks subbed in for Rose. Golden State also making some changes. Brandon Rush, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes. Thompson comes in for Leandro Barbosa. And Ian Clark subbed in for Sean Livingston. And on the topic of Doug McDermott, one of the most decorated college players in recent history. And Clark, you called a lot of his games.
Yeah, enjoyed watching him play, and I still think he has a bright future. Just never found any real rhythm. Averaged only 3 points a game, but he didn't get much playing time. So look for him to bounce back in the years going forward.
And slam dunk by Butler.
Kevin, I tell you what, when he gets to the rim like that, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he can get up a few notches higher, there's no doubt.
And that's how the game is played on the inside. You can play over the top. You've got a great advantage.
Thompson for the triple. And that's not going to go. And the first half comes to...
Kevin, I have Derrick Rose, and Derrick...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have amped up home crowd joining us for our halftime report. Ernie Johnson with the illustrious Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Big time play throughout the first half for Jimmy Butler. He had 13 points and 1 assist. He put last game's performance behind him, doing some nice work in the opening period tonight. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago? And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will...
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
And Golden State looking at who they've got. Yeah, it's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. And it's Barnes in at the small forward.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Outside Rose. It's stolen by Curry. Here's Barnes, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Barnes has got 5 points so far.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses. He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
And Steph Curry, not just a superstar player, but one of the best contracts in basketball this year and next. $5 to $24 million combined, and you can bet he's due for a major increase in pay when 2017 rolls around.
Mirotic is checked in for the Bulls. Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Golden State. Mirotic's shot is off. The Warriors have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. And here's Green outside, and a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws. And for Stephen Curry, a value contract, but a growing list of endorsements. One of the top-selling jerseys in the league, a signature shoe deal. He's doing all right.
Yeah, I don't think he's worried about it. He's got a Bible quotation on his wrist that says, "Love never fails." And that's how he approaches the game, with a true love and faith that his hard work is going to pay off.
You know, the Warriors took some flack when they passed on the chance to trade for Kevin Love, but I really think that the rise of Draymond Green as their stretch four-man made the decision even better, and also kept their cap situation far more flexible.
That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And 11 points for Draymond Green.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
Rose kicks to Mirotic. Pass to Gasol. The 9-foot shot, and that one's good. Gasol's got 6 here in this quarter. And Draymond Green won't give you the superstar numbers of a Kevin Love, but he's got a deceptive impact, Clark, at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I call him a value utility guy because he does a little bit of everything that brings value to your quest to win. His shooting has steadily gotten better, and while he's not an all-star yet, the sum of his total contributions on the floor, impressive.
And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Mirotic gets the bucket, and not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put on.
Looking over there at Greg, he's enjoying every second of it, Clark.
Yeah. Listen, the fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail-biter.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Dunleavy comes in for Joakim Noah. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Butler. And then for Golden State, Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. And it's Barbosa in for Klay Thompson.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Some changes for Chicago. Portis comes in for Pau Gasol. And Moore subbed in for Rose. And the wide-open shot from Green. That one falls, coming off Iguodala's feet. Iguodala's got his 3rd assist on the night. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. While we have a break in the action, now let's check out the league's best shooting team. The Warriors, number 1.
Just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
The Warriors making a switch here. Clark's checked in. Leandro Barbosa on the wing, guarded by Holiday. And Green slams it in.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Here's Mirotic, banked in off the glass. Mirotic has got 11. Second half here, we're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Iguodala left side. The feed to Ezeli. He kicks it to Clark. From deep. No good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
In the corner, it's Dunleavy. Back to Mirotic. Shot from the low block. The shot is off. Great D that time from Green. Out to the wing. Here's Clark. Traps in the tray. Clark's got his 2nd basket of the game.
Just so many lead changes. Nobody's held an advantage for long.
Well, the runs have just been traded back and forth all game long. Man, I'm enjoying this.
But he stays with it. To the paint, another shot, and the layup by Mirotic. Mirotic has got the game tied up here for the Bulls.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
And Moore kicks to Holiday. They get it back. Kick out to Moore. The 3. And good on the basket. Book it. Moore's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Warriors have gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great third quarter for them offensively. And he gets it to go.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Moore's got his second basket of the night.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
And here's Green outside. Field goal number 9. He's 9 of 12 with that basket.
That gives him his second 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
There's the pass to Portis. Soft touch off the glass.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here. Crafty pass work there, getting it down low for the easy deuce.
Moore passes to Dunleavy. And Mirotic has it in the corner. No good on the 3. Barbosa dishes to Iguodala.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Here's Clark. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. The Warriors on top, up 2. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbound that time.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to brain-neutral plays like that, guys.
Rose. No good on the quick 3. The Warriors leading. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's McDermott in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
And this has really been a well-played game up to this point. And you know what? I bet it stays that way until the end.
I certainly hope so. I mean, it's been a terrific contest, and there's nothing like a pair of teams just balling out the way they have been.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Warriors leading by 5. Curry attacking. He feeds it to Thompson. Spates kicks to Thompson. He dishes it to Spates. Gibson with the steal. Pushing it up. Here's Butler, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
We could have been looking at a 2-possession game, but that was a huge mistake on the turnover. Now nerves and tightness become a factor.
And it's becoming a battle of will right now. This is as good a game as we could have hoped for.
And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. Barnes is checked in for the Warriors. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Out to the right wing. The shot by Spates. Nobody around. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Thompson with it. Butler covering. Curry misses off the right iron.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Dishes to Barnes. Feeds to Thompson. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
Bogut kicks to Barnes. Curry passes to Barnes. 6 on the shot clock. Thompson dishes to Bogut. Golden State moving it around. Curry's shot is off.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Rose passes to Gasol. Kicks it to Butler. Butler can't get that one to fall. Warriors leading by 7. Curry attacking. Passes it to Barnes. Bogut kicks to Thompson. Back to Bogut. Here's Barnes, and Gibson sends it back. In transition, here come the Bulls. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Gasol. 13 points for Derrick Rose.
You know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for the Bulls. And the Warriors also making a change. Green's checked in. Right wing. For 3. And the Warriors miss again. Bulls trail by 5. Clark David struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Right side, Butler. Now the dish to Noah. To the left wing. It's stolen by Curry. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Here's Green. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 8th assist in the game. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Warriors.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
4th quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. And Thompson kicks to Curry. Gasol knocks it away.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Bulls trail by 4. Rose with the ball. And Curry picks him up defensively. Here's McDermott. Off target with his 3. Golden State's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Here's Thompson. Pass to Barnes. Beyond the arc. And it's good. And the Warriors lead by 7.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He told them to stick with what's worked to this point, saying, listen, they're giving us all the space we need inside. Let's take advantage of it. Keep working the ball inside the paint.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Offensive rebound. Noah dishes to Rose. Curry with the steal. Poked away. Bulls trail by 9. Pass to Barnes. And oh, here we go. Rose, nobody back.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Thompson outside. Launches it. The shot will not go. Nice tee from Rose.
Time definitely not on their side.
They need a very quick bucket, a real quick one. You know, guys, when you push it hard like that on the break, those are the easy buckets that'll be waiting for you.
And so it's Golden State with it. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6.
Really an extraordinary game for Thompson. He's got 8 points and 8 dimes.
Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
And he just garnered a little bit more insurance there. Very confident as he's able to go up and knock those down.
Good ball movement here by the Bulls. That's a 2 from Butler. Good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. 29 seconds left in the game. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So it gets them both, and it's a 7-point game. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth. To the inside. Here's Noah. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Andrew Bogut.
First team foul.
He hits the first one, and that trims the lead to 6.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And he makes both free throws. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're down by 5. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, time a huge factor right now. They've got to get points and then the foul.
Yeah, it has to be quick because every tick is critical.
Mirotic has a wide open look, and the Bulls with another miss. Out to the right wing, and now they decide to foul intentionally.
That's his first personal foul.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreak.
Taking 2 shots.
And the second of 2 is good. That increases their lead to 6. Chicago calls timeout. They're losing by 6. 1 second left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
You know, you like the fight all the way to the end, but let's face it, guys, this one's over.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I really think you shouldn't be allowed to call timeouts late in the ball game if there's no chance for it to do any good on the scoreboard.
So we see the Warriors get the win here. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean...
Yes, Kevin, thank you.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Draymond Green. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he... And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Chicago Bulls against the Golden State Warriors at their home, Oracle Arena. So for Golden State, their last game, a win against Oklahoma City. They're currently holding on to the best record in the league. Not the conference, the league. They've been head and shoulders above the competition this season. And let's talk for a moment about Derrick Rose. He's missed so much time the past several seasons with injuries. Kenny, is it too much to expect him to return to his former level, his MVP level?
Like we always do it this time. Cold blowing your mind. Hey dummy, this no accident. All of this was designed. Took my time. Crack from behind. And I opened up your blinds. Rise and shine. Cold. Make you sing.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. Last game for the Warriors, they pick up the W against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And they were really locked in from beyond the arc in that game. I mean, the results wouldn't have looked anything like it did had it not been. And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Just 4 to shoot. No one near Curry as he lets it go. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years. And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
There's Rose with the 3. Can't get it to go. And Golden State will go the other way with it. Curry is inside. That drops. Curry's got his second basket. And Kerr is so good with the media because, Greg, he was a media member himself for so long. You know that as well as anybody. Clark, I don't think he ever tried his hand at broadcasting, though. I can't see him doing that, could you?
Yeah, right,
No.
Right. Yeah, he probably just drone on as a broadcaster and will rarely contribute anything of note. Some guys have what it takes to call games, and Steve just doesn't quite scratch me as that kind of guy.
No.
And guys, Steph Curry, the rare point guard who's almost as effective playing off the ball as he is on it. And the Warriors have really emphasized that as he's evolved as a player, bringing in a lot of playmakers who can set him up coming off screens.
There's not a lot you can say that hasn't been said before about his skill at the charity stripe.
Up the floor. Barnes dishes to Green. Out to Thompson. He feeds it to Bogut. Green passes to Curry. And Gibson sends it back. Outside Rose. Butler against Barnes. Rose gets a wide open look. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And speaking of Curry playing off the ball in the past, Clark, we'd see him guarding shooting guards defensively. Some said trying to hide him against lesser offensive players.
Well, I think guarding 2 guards gave him a chance maybe to save some energy for the offensive end. But recently, Steve Kerr has had him on point guards more. You want your best players taking the challenge at both ends of the court.
Butler. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity. Go on and on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Andre Iguodala, he's checked in for the Warriors. Livingston comes in for Curry, rejected by Gasol. There's Green with the three. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there. And most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions. It finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick. And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Bulls trail by 3. The pass to Dunleavy. Kicks it out to Gibson. And the rejection by Iguodala. Oh, and here we go. Bogut's got it, the fast break chance. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
And it's Rose penetrating, and that one is stuffed right through.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, has fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Festus Ezeli, he's jacked in for Bogut. Spates comes in for Draymond Green. And it's Barbosa in for Klay Thompson.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injuries. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teachable. You either have it or you don't.
Got that bucket in no time at all. McDermott's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Ezeli kicks to Spates, leaps for it, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
And, you know, back to D. Rose, he grew up in a brutally dangerous neighborhood on Chicago's South Side. Some of that fearlessness, that competitiveness he exhibits was learned early on out of necessity.
No coverage that time. Clark, a lot of give and take between these sides early.
Kevin, how about 6 lead changes in this half already?
Yeah, and both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And finished off by McDermott.
It's almost as if both teams are in a zone.
Well, offensively at least, partner. I mean, neither team's done jack diddly on D.
The Warriors shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
And the Warriors making a change here. Clark's checked in, and he can't hit the second. They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
And Moore kicks it to Noah. Here's Mirotic, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got 3 assists in the game. Warriors trail by 4. Stolen by Brooks. McDermott dishes to Mirotic, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Back to Iguodala. 1 second left. No good on the buzzer beater. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Bulls lead by 6. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Chicago.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. Draymond Green is out there with Festus Ezeli, and it's Clark in at the 1. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
The Bulls leading by 7. Outside Rose to the paint. Floats one. Portis can't get it to go.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And stolen by Barnes. Here's Ezeli. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State, Brandon Rush. He's checked in for Festus Ezeli. And Steph Curry is subbed in for Ian Clark. And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. Was way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
And the Bulls making a change here. Gasol's checked in. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And it's off from three-point range. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Klay Thompson.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry. And, you know, going back to Noah last season, I think the additions to the Bulls' front court had an effect on him. I mean, they added Gasol and Mirotic, 2 major talents up front. I think that gave Noah less opportunities than he'd had the year before, and it was an adjustment for him.
Curry gets the bucket.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always.
Here is Rose. He has 5. Left side, Butler. It's stolen by Green. Inside, here's Barnes. And Gasol sends it back. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. And some changes here for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut. He's checked in for Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Klay Thompson. Chicago also making some changes. Gibson comes in for Portis, and Justin Holiday subbed in for Dunleavy. Curry passes to Green. They double-team Curry. Lets the 3 fly, and it's Green missing.
And guys, talking about Joakim Noah, he was still the spirit of that team last season. Amongst all the great talents the Bulls had, Noah was that energizer and catalyst for the team, a true warrior, even in an off year.
Back to Curry. Bogut kicks to Rush. Golden State moving it around. Just 5 on the clock. Curry outside, and it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. And that's 13 points for Steph Curry.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
And Gibson, here we go. Here's Butler. And that one comes up a bit short.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range. Oh, nice play on D. Got that hand in the face and prevented him there from getting an easy look.
Exactly. Alert and aware. Really reacted quickly to that shot attempt.
On its way from Curry for 2, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, and Hakeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
It's Iguodala with the drive. Back to Curry. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Offline with his 3. Chicago trailing here. Brooks kicks to Holiday. Gasol on the high post. Lets it fly. That's good from Mirotic on the assist by Gasol. And it's 6 points for Nikola Mirotic.
Pau Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
Chicago has gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Mirotic gets the bucket, and it's a 3-point Bulls lead.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've got in the paint, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State, Festus Ezeli comes in for Andrew Bogut, and Ian Clark subbed in for Steph Curry, and finished off by Mirotic.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Here's Ezeli, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. For Chicago, they have made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight. And he can't get the first one.
2 shots.
Good on the second free throw.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
Clark dishes to Barbosa, and the basket good. Barbosa's got it all tied up now for the Warriors.
Looking around, he knew one of his teammates was going to be open when they hit him with that double team, and he took advantage.
They swipe it. Here's Iguodala, and that one is stuffed right through.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other.
And the first half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson. The first half was all about Stephen Curry. He ended up with 15 points and 1 steal. Tonight, and that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
Well, anytime you can get to the free throw line with that kind of consistency, that just makes every other facet of the game easy.
And, they have to rotate the defensive assignment on him from now on just to avoid foul trouble on any one particular player, given how good he is at drawing fouls and how many fouls he's been drawing.
Taking a look at the Bulls. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Butler team to Dunleavy on the perimeter. And it's Rose in at the 1 spot. Curry passes to Bogut. It's tipped. Bogut against Butler. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got 3 assists tonight.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Curry kicks to Bogut, feeds it to Thompson. Clock at 4. Passes it to Curry. Takes the 13-footer. Chicago grabs the miss. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
Yeah, they were in a funk from the field in that game. Credit the defense, though, because even when they got open looks, no rhythm to knock them down.
Hey, guys, every team has a night like that on the case. It happens. We call them gong games. You just want to hit the gong, forget about them, and move on.
Chicago calls timeout. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Butler, no luck.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Steph Curry does so many things well, Clark, on the floor, but one area he had struggled with was turning the ball over.
Yeah, and after a slow start, Kevin, to the year in the turnover department, Curry was able to slowly right the ship.
The kick outside to Butler. Goes back up. And again, no good by Chicago.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Took him no time at all on that one. And that's now 17 points for Steph Curry.
And Curry and his turnovers last year, a lot of it might have been getting used to a new system. But you can see he's also tightened up his play to reduce the giveaways.
And Dunleavy gets it to go in.
He might not get a better look than that all game. You have to get closer to him. He's not going to bite you. Get up in him.
There's the dish to Bogut. Here's Green. Great D that time from Gibson.
And, you know, Curry knew turnovers were a problem. How about his mom even instituted a fine on him? And so anytime he has more than 3 in a game, he owes his mom $100 per turnover. Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
And the shot is good. Curry's got 4 this quarter.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
And he gets the bucket.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor, isolate up top. Spacing.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. Clark, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Here's Green. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. And it's 7 points for Draymond Green. And with Rose again, he showed flashes last season of his level of play, Clark, before the injury.
Yeah, exactly.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Tries to keep it alive. And out of bounds it is. Last touch by Mirotic. Brandon Rush, who's checked in for Golden State. And a change for the Bulls. Brooks checked in. Livingston dishes to Spates. Stolen by Noah. In transition, here come the Bulls. Here's Brooks. Here's Holiday. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. And the Bulls lead by 6. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
Here's Mirotic. They get it back. The feed to McDermott. Six on the shot clock. Holiday goes in. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And on the season, you know, only shooting around 73%, so not necessarily where he'd like to be.
I think it's been a struggle for him at the line. He's been scuffling this season. I mean, he's pretty well below the percentage that he shot a season ago, and not quite sure why.
Mazzili's checked in for Golden State. Barbosa comes in for Ian Clark. And the Bulls making a change also. Portis, he's checked in for McDermott.
And that's good stuff from him. Nice touch.
Brooks, the pass to Mirotic. Here's Portis. Noah trying to get open. Nice shot by Portis.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Livingston kicks to Iguodala. Pass to Barbosa. Puts it up from 12. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Barbosa's got 5 points in the quarter.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Deep 2 from Brooks. And no good trying to get that one. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Bulls lead by 2. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Golden State's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Barnes and Green of the forward set. Steph Curry's out there at Barbosa, and it's Azili in at the 5. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
And now both teams really in a groove.
This game already, guys, was high scoring, but they've really amped and ramped it up to another level down the stretch.
That one goes. Count it.
Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint. That's costly.
And at this stage of a tight game, the tired legs really start to show. A defense becomes vulnerable if you can continue to pound it inside.
Chicago leading. Butler on the wing, covered by Barbosa. And Butler, here we go. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he fixed the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points. And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Rose with the ball. And Curry picks him up defensively. Takes it from 10. Draymond Green pulls it in. Golden State's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9.
Some great play by Steph Curry tonight. He's got 19 points, and 4 of his points have come at the foul line. He's made the most of those opportunities.
And you can't undervalue the importance of that. Many times a game comes down to which team wins the free throw battle.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Andrew Bogut checked in for Azili. And it's Klay Thompson in for Leandro Barbosa. Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Barnes dishes to Green. Bogut the pass to Thompson. Kicks it to Curry. Wide open. No good. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Here's Rose. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 11 points for Rose.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
They're starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
And Gibson kicks to Rose. And the Bulls get it back. That's a 2 from Butler. Almost, but it rolls out. Golden State's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. And it's Dunleavy with the rebound. The Bulls have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Butler in the corner. Back to Rose. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Watching Mike Dunleavy Jr., he's simply the mark of consistency. We know he's in his mid-30s, but you know exactly what you're going to get out of him every season. I think Tom Thibodeau, last year's Chicago coach, really admired that and loved it.
It's so funny watching Mike Dunleavy Jr. play. I remember when his dad coached me when I was with Portland, and he was a little kid running around, and all of a sudden he's become this great NBA player. But you're right, though. He's made himself into a valuable asset in terms of the role he's been given for the Bulls.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Steve Kerr was just going over the plan with his team. And with the game still very much in play, he sounded very confident, telling the players, don't let up. This is where we make our moves. Right now. Go take it. Kevin?
Bulls trail by 3.
Talking about Dunleavy, boy, I tell you, he was playing at a high level already by his second season in the league. Practically every statistic across the board matches up since then. And that's over a decade later.
That's good. That's 12 points for Draymond Green.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's his first foul.
And getting back to Dunleavy's consistency here in his later years, he's one of those guys who has really ramped up the nutrition. He's hitting the weight room. I could make the case that he was a tougher, better player last year, especially on defense, than at any other time in his career.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Harrison Barnes. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Warriors?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Rose goes in. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
What a shot over the bigger defender. That could prove to be a massive bucket.
Greg does not get much tougher than that. Tough defense, high-pressure situation, clutch play. I love it. He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Pass to Gasol. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his 6th assist on the night.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense. Great unspoken communication between teammates leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's foul number 2 for him. There's a minute 40 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Rose. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Dishes it to Green. Beyond the arc. Rejected by Gasol. To the middle. Here's Rose, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move too, Kevin.
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam. I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. They're up by 1. 1:02 left in the fourth quarter of this one. .02 left in the game. It's Curry outside. Trifecta.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
The Bulls have gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth. 8 of 12. Yes! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Clark, they'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward.
Now, here's Butler. And oh, here we go. Dunleavy's got it, the fast break chance.
I tell you what, this is the white-hot version of Derrick Rose right now.
What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
Bogus.
They don't get any bigger than that basket.
They needed it, Greg, and he gave it to them.
Now now you need every basket you can get.
Greg, I think they're still alive here, but they better execute every trip down the floor from here on out.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Chicago calls timeout. They're behind by 4. 17 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. "17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They get it again. Dunleavy dishes to Gibson. Three-pointer, Butler. Rebound, Bogut. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he ends up making the second, and that puts them up by 5. Outside Curry. Off target with that shot. So we see the Warriors get the win here. They didn't make it easy.
Stephen, a big win here at home, obviously. How important?
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
I will say this about Steph Curry. There is no player in the league more capable of single-handedly taking over a ball game than he is. What I mean is, Steph Curry's hot. It's hotter than anyone else is hot. He can beat you with his feet, his mind, his shot.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.
DJ Khaled, Convict Music, we the best. Got a fresh line up, yeah, fresh outfit, but I had a parking lot on smash. Plus I got a Chevy with a 454 in the hood. Got 125 on the dash.
I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far.
Cause it's just another day in the life of the
Baby, we make magic. Come home with a thug, let's get cracking. Always well, baby, cause happen. She got the back seat, just a freak in the hopped in the tray, just to let the top back and thank God for the day. Who gives a what a hater gotta say? I made a couple $1 million last year. Still
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm here with Shaq and the Jet. Tonight, it'll be the Golden State Warriors going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And for Oklahoma City, they've been a team that's won more than its share of big games over difficult opponents. That's how they've built the third best record in the Western Conference. And for all those teams that have wrapped up playoff spots, Shaq, what can we expect from them strategically here at the end of the regular season?
Well, for the top team, Ernie, it becomes about securing home court advantage. You want to be peaking at the right time heading into the playoffs. We've seen a lot.
It's game time in Oakland as the crowds at Oracle Arena look to cheer on the hometown Warriors. So for the Thunder, their last game, a loss to the Golden State Warriors.
And no matter how well you defend, when you shoot that poorly, it's going to be a very difficult challenge for you to get a win.
Yeah, there was sort of a snowball effect in that game too, guys. I mean, what started as a cold night for a few guys turned into a cold night for just about everybody.
Now the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Down low, it's the international combo of Ibaka and Adams. Andre Robertson out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Durant in at the 3, the small forward. There are very few players you can call game changers on offense, but Clark, Stephen Curry is clearly one of them.
Well, the plus-minus for the Warriors with him on and off the court validates that. It's incredible how much better they are offensively when he's on the floor.
And so it's the Warriors getting on the board first. Shot clock at 5. Durant wide open. He fires. Kept alive. On defense, Oklahoma City. And it's the Warriors. On the break, they get the rebound. And it's Green missing. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. Westbrook kicks to Adams. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
And Steph Curry, with his deep range and lightning quick release, really unique to our league. I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Westbrook with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. A wide open look here for Ibaka. The three-pointer off the mark. The Warriors have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far.
I tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have to build up the lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. And the Warriors making a change here. Iguodala's checked in. Westbrook dishes to Durant. Stolen by Thompson. And now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go. No one near Curry as he lets it go. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Adams, the pass to Roberson. Here's Westbrook. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
That kind of power move has become a trademark of his.
The Warriors have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Curry kicks to Thompson. It's hauled in by Adams.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Westbrook can't get it to go. Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against Oklahoma City.
And they played with such tenacity on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, it takes a lot of pressure off of them when they go on offense.
And I think you've got to give all the guys credit. I mean, plenty of credit to go around. You can't just highlight or pick out 1 or 2 guys that stood out because everybody did defensively.
And some changes here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Bogut, and he goes in for the dunk.
That feed by Iguodala, a really good example of his passing ability.
Westbrook dishes to Adams. And stolen by Spates. And it's the Warriors on the break. Iguodala's running, and the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Brazili's checked in for Golden State. Barbosa comes in for Klay Thompson.
Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Kicks to single. And Iguodala comes to help. To the inside. And Ibaka slams it in.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further. And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
And guys, Dion Waiters is a man who has never met a shot he didn't like. Despite shooting less than 40% from the field last season, he just kept on shooting. Now, every once in a while, he'd get hot and it would look good. But when he's off, which was most of the time, it didn't look very good. He's got to improve shot selection and shot discipline.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Rush comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Ian Clark subbed in for Sean Livingston.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical dominant performance out here. They are in a zone.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle sticks for the Warriors?
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Here's Foy. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Ray, getting back to Waiters, there's a reason the Cavaliers dealt the former 4th overall pick in the draft. Not only did he shoot poorly, but Clark, he averaged less than 2 assists a game.
Yeah, I think it's a mindset adjustment with Waiters. I've loved his talent and his ability to make plays and shots. Now he just has to recalibrate his thinking so he can be effective in the role he's asked to play.
And so it's Golden State with it after Oklahoma City gets the 3.
But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it, "Are you kidding me?"
Barbosa passes to Ezeli. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
And Ibaka slams it in.
A signature slam right there from the big fella. How many of those have we seen before?
Clark kicks to Ezeli, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Foy dishes to Waiters. Here's Ibaka, uses the glass to finish the layup. Ibaka's got 6.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
First personal foul, team's third. Substitution
on its way from Barbosa for 2. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Warriors lead by 7. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter. Well, the will seems to be there, Greg, but Kevin Durant seems surrounded by uncertainty. Can he get that and stay healthy for the entire season? How does he work with his new coach? Where does he really want to be?
You know, the truth is, no one but Kevin knows the answers to those questions. And quite frankly, he may not know right now what those answers are. He's a very unique and introspective kind of guy, as we all saw when he accepted that MVP award a couple years ago. So let's just stay tuned on this one.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
It's all about the depth, really. The bench has been the difference. The bench play really has separated these two teams.
Yeah, it's been a huge advantage for them. That bench has really made a nice contribution.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So the Thunder 5 right now. Russell Westbrook out there with Anthony Morrow. And it's Durant, and then there's Steven Adams, and it's Waiters in at the 3 slot. When you think about Sean Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark 4th back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
Thompson passes to Iguodala. Back to Thompson. Again, the miss by Thompson. Thunder trailing by 8. Morrow kicks to Waiters. And it's sent back by Bogut. Livingston dishes to Thompson. And he gets it to go. Thompson's got his first basket of the night.
And getting back to Livingston, he's had comeback after comeback. I mean, each time he'd start to flash those unbelievable movement skills, he'd get injured again. It's a shame because he was on the path to becoming one of the game's great young point guards.
Barnes, he's checked in for the Warriors. Curry comes in for Sean Livingston. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Robertson's checked in. Westbrook with the bucket. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far.
And for Livingston, last season with the Warriors was a dream. He got to back up Steph, so he got to play against second stringers, and we got to see flashes of his dominant traits again. What a happy ending for him.
Here's Durant. Nice D from Bogut.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
That's good.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this. And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Curry passes to Thompson. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 3 assists tonight.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Pass to Barnes, and now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way, and they've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
And Westbrook gets it to go.
Excellent vision by Durant out there. What a nice pass.
Warriors leading by 16. Left side Curry, on the wing Thompson. Back to Curry. 6 to shoot. Passes it to Bogut. Back to Curry. On the wing. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
Westbrook drives in. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Guys, you got to love the versatility of Klay Thompson. He provides so much at that 2-guard position.
Well, he can defend 3 positions, Kevin. And offensively, he does everything you want done from the 2-guard spot. He can play with or without the ball.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Rush comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Ian Clark subbed in for Steph Curry. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Enes Kanter's checked in for Spaka, comes in for Kevin Durant. Kyle Singler, he's checked in for Anthony Morrow. And it's Foy in for Russell Westbrook.
And Thompson's certainly in the conversation for the best 2-way shooting guard in basketball. There's really not much he doesn't do well.
But they recover it. Here's Roberson. And an air ball on that one. Way off. And here's Golden State. They're on an 18-4 run. Took him no time at all on that one. 11 points for Klay Thompson.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
And Thompson's much more active running the pick and roll lately. A great pocket passer, and of course, the defense has to stay glued to him because of that ability to knock down shots.
Some changes for Golden State. Draymond Green comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Barbosa in for Thompson. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Waiters is checked in. Pass to Singler. Fires from deep. Tries again. And Cantor with the lay-in. Good. Cantor's got his first basket of the night.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And up the court come the Warriors on the break. It's tipped. Stolen by Cantor. And oh, here we go. Foy's got it, the fast break chance. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor. Warriors leading by 18. There's 47 seconds left in the first half of basketball. That's good. Barbosa's got his second basket of the night.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Shots good by Ibaka.
Boy, they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
And it's Green missing. Thunder trailing by 18. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And it's Foy missing.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
And Brandon Rush slams it in.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Here's Waiters on target from 13 feet. Just 4 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Spates. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And the interior D is really...
And so a pretty lopsided...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Thanks for joining us. A pumped up home. So it's Golden State who's out on top at the half. They are in blowout territory. And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one. For Thompson, he has 11 points and 4 assists as well.
You know what? He's getting to the line. He's passing. He's really just converting in both those areas. He has been money.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really old school basketball, and you know how that is. Certain parts of the game never go out of style. They're always relevant, and he's excelled in those areas today.
Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Curry in at the point guard. That's the Warriors 5. Here's Foy, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Dishes to Bogut. And the Warriors get it back. Here's Curry. The layup missed. Thunder trailing by 20. Singler with it. Guarded now by Barnes. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here.
Yeah, and a big year for Enes Kanter last season. I mean, traded from the Jazz to the Thunder and finally saw the minutes that he was hoping for.
And stolen by Barnes. Here's Thompson. The fast break ends at the rim with the jam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Thunder have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Ibaka right side. He feeds it to Cantor. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5. And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
And Waiters kicks to Ibaka. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
And Randy Foye gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. And some changes here for the Warriors. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Klay Thompson. It's Curry outside. In it goes for the 5th time and 10 shots for him this game.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
All alone, throws down the breakaway jam.
And that's really the change in our game. It's the overall athletic ability. I love those point guards that can throw it down.
Well, you've talked about that. That's a dose of the modern NBA, Greg. That kind of aerial ability isn't limited now to just the front court anymore.
That's exactly right.
You know, I look at it this way, guys. It seems to me there are more high flyers at guard than anywhere else in the league these days.
And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
This is not a tough case to crack. I mean, if they want to put an end to this run, they'll need to start getting back on defense.
You know, you can't fall asleep in transition. Everybody needs to hightail it back to stop these fast break chances.
It's stolen by Foye. He's all alone. Finished off the break. And that's 12 points for Serge Ibaka.
Really a heads-up play on both ends there. The steal and the quick push on the break.
Rapid-fire basketball at its best. Boom, 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 bang.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka.
A moment now to see the stats for Waiters, how the second half of the season has shaped up for him. He's right around 9 points a night, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And he continues to hone his game. I think the potential is there.
Oh, yeah, you can see the potential clearly, but it's raw, unrefined. He needs to keep polishing it up.
Festus Ezeli, he's jacked in for Andrew Bogut. Waiters gets a wide open look, and he's good on the 3-ball. Waiters got 7 points in the game.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andre Iguodala. That's his first foul.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
Catching up on the changes for Golden State, Leandro Barbosa. He's checked in for Livingston. And Ian Clark subbed in for Curry. Iguodala against Singler. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And Kyle Singler, basically a 3-point marksman. He really lost minutes after the trade to the Thunder last season. A second-round pick by Detroit a few years back. He's always averaged over 20 minutes a game. But with the Thunder, he was kind of banished to the end of the bench, and his play reflected that.
The drive by Green. Feeds to Ezeli. Barbosa kicks to Ezeli. Barbosa against Waiters. Barbosa's shot is off. And talking about Kyle Singler last season, Greg, good point you made. You would have thought the trade to the Thunder would have given him more minutes. You know, Clark, they were looking for floor stretching options with Kevin Durant out.
Yeah, but so late in the season, he needed to learn all the schemes, get integrated with all the other players. Those are just a few reasons why he was rarely given the chance to make an impact.
The dish to Waiters. Now, here is Foye. He's tightly guarded.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Barbosa dishes to Ezeli. Ibaka comes with the double team. Green inside the three-point line, and he hits the jump shot. Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Waiters misses the 3.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah, the score has a lot to do with that. Their overall effort and execution has been elite.
The shot's good from Cantor.
Worked that one inside nicely.
Clark, the pass to Azili, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Boy, oh boy, to be young again. My, oh my. Got me thinking back to my day.
Oh, yeah, right. It does make you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Well,
man.
Speak for yourself, because I could never throw it down like that, but I will say it sure looks fun, doesn't it?
And Reynolds out the dunk. You know, the layup might have been a better shot for him. It's stolen by Green. And here is Barbosa. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. Barbosa's got his third basket of the night right there. Foy from long range. Got it off in time, but it's no. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. The Warriors on top, running away with it. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return. Welcome back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. So the Thunder 5 right now. Inside, you've got Ibaka and Cantor. Foyle is out there with Dion Waiters. And it's Singler in at the small forward. Oklahoma City on D. Here's Livingston. He got an advantage there off the pitch. And took it right in.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Thompson, he's checked in for Golden State.
And how about Sean Livingston? Just a terrific comeback story. Of course, he suffered that famous knee injury, one of the worst I've ever seen, and he has willed himself back to become a valuable player in this league.
Right wing, and Verajao kicks to Thompson. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Now here's Waiters. He's guarded closely. A shot by Foy.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Golden State's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. And he gets it to go. 17 points for Klay Thompson.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Spates with the block. Here's Ibaka, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk. A little over a minute of the 4th quarter gone right now. Livingston kicks to Verajao. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. Breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Warriors.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
Boy, and for Randy Foye, I thought it was a big bounce-back year for him last season. His points per game were the highest they've been in 5 years, and his field goal percentage was the highest it's been in 5 years as well.
Talking about Randy Foye last year, one difference is that he started almost every game, 78 the most in his career. That may have given him, Greg, additional confidence. Who knows?
Well, where I was impressed, Kevin, with his improvement was as a facilitator and rebounder. He seemed to lose his mojo for a few years in there, but last season, I really feel like he got it back.
Waiters on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. Oh, and the jam by Waiters.
And, guys, he saw his chance to earn a little camera time there and took it.
Rocking the rim with some major force.
Lazy defense there, though, fellas. Somebody's got to be willing to put their body on the line and try to impede his path there.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Thompson for the triple. Offensive rebound. Now the feed to Spates. The pass to Livingston. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Down to 5 on the shot clock. But they get it back. He kicks to Spates. Stolen by Waiters. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Spates with the block. And here they go. And he misses the fast break layup.
Yeah, I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
And Dion Waiters traded last season to the Thunder. They wanted him as a shooting and scoring threat off the bench. Didn't want him to try and fill the void that Harden played when he was a member of the team.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Estes Ezeli, he's jacked in for Varejao. Barbosa comes in for Klay Thompson. And Ian Clark subbed in for Sean Livingston. Barbosa gets the bucket.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and
boy. It falls for his 5th field goal tonight. Now shooting 5 for 8. You know, Greg, for Waiters, it would be unfair for the Thunder to ask that of anybody. You know, that's tough to do. Clark, hard to make up what Harden had accomplished.
Yeah, and the Thunder even asked Waiters not to wear number 13 to avoid any comparisons, which I think was a smart move. But they still would like to have him provide some punch in terms of points off the bench.
And he's been passive today, but maybe that's what he needs to get him going, because for them to be successful, he's got to be a little more selfish.
Plain one-hand flush. I love it.
Clark, I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike.
Yeah, the one hand lets you get up higher.
No doubt about it. At least it looks like that from this angle.
Ibaka dishes to Waiters. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
What a game for Waiters. He's got 14 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
He hits both from the stripe.
Boy, they're making it look easy here. I mean, they're just automatic from the line.
Barbosa for 3. Kicks to Clark. Pass to Spates. He dishes it to Barbosa. And it's Dion Waiters with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Well, this is nothing new. There is some debate on how successful max contracts have been in the NBA. A lot of players have demanded max contract money, but haven't lived up to the pay. And in my opinion, there are only about 15 guys worthy of max contracts in the league in any given year.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. They're in front by 27. There's a minute 34 left to play in the final quarter. Thompson, he's checked in for the Warriors. Curry comes in for Ian Clark. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for the Thunder. Westbrook comes in for Randy Foye. They double-team Curry. We've got 1:28 left in the 4th quarter.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Looked to me like just a frustration foul. It really kind of sums up the game they're having in general.
And both free throws good for Curry. The Thunder have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Warriors.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today, you know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And it's pretty incredible when you look at the body of work this year, guys. I mean, when they hit 70 wins, we were astounded. And then now, the wins continuing to pile up in what's been truly a remarkable and special season.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Curry. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Well, we were talking about max contracts. There are arguments to their benefits. Commissioner Adam Silver said last year that he feels they help with parity. What do you think?
You know, for the most part, I do believe he's correct. I mean, they do help with parity. For guys like LeBron and Durant, let's face it, the big max contract can be a hindrance. They're probably considered to be worth far more than they're paid. But it's going to be something that is debated back and forth throughout the next negotiations for the CBA.
Barbosa passes to Ezeli. Curry kicks to Barbosa. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
And they feel good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home court.
I agree. Job well done. They gave these fans exactly what they wanted.
Shots good by Durant.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
The clock now can just run out for the Warriors. Passes it to Ezeli. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
No good on the free throw.
Festus Ezeli. 2 shots.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Durant for 3. No good. Curry with some nice D. So we see the Warriors taking the game here.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith, and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Golden State Warriors going up against the Golden State.
I don't think you want to get rich. You don't really want it. You ain't really trying to get rich. Nah, you don't really want it.
It's game time in Oakland as the crowds at Oracle Arena look to cheer on the hometown Warriors. Well, it was the Golden State Warriors winning their last game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go for this one. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, the Splash Brothers are the guards. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. And it's Barnes in at the small forward. Well, you think about Stephen Curry, and your first thought is he's a remarkable three-point shooter. That's right. But he's not just a long-range threat.
Yeah, I see him as a shot maker, one of the league's top mid-range shooters off the pull-up, too. And he's a creative finisher. Floaters and backspin shots, English, high off the glass. Again, the best shot maker, I think, in the history of the game.
Barnes can't get it to go. Golden State's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Green with the block. Right side Curry. It's deflected. The Warriors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That's his first foul.
First personal foul, team's first.
And now just over a minute played here in the first. No one near Curry as he lets it go. Another three for Golden State.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
He feeds it to Barnes. Passes it to Bogut. Back to Barnes. Golden State moving it around. Will it go? And it's sent back by Bogut.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
Thompson with the bucket.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Now here's Curry playing Oklahoma City. He was nearly unstoppable. Here's Green. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Green's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Early on last year, it was clear Steph Curry was just on another level. Was an MVP candidate right from the start of the season, and he would eventually be voted that award.
And I thought very deserving. You could see how he elevated his play, and so many of us and so much talk focuses on what he does offensively. But he was ahead of his think of a terrific defensive group for Golden State a season ago, and that's one reason why he ended up being the MVP.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter basketball. He kicks to Spates. All alone. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
And with Curry winning his first NBA MVP award, he played the fewest minutes by an MVP in league history, mostly because his team was up by so much he got to sit a number of fourth quarters.
Well, in the second half of the season, we've seen some fantastic performances from this group. The highest scoring shooting guard since the All-Star break. Klay Thompson is second.
And this is the cream of the crop at the 2-guard spot. I mean, strictly in terms of their scoring ability and the ease with which they can overwhelm would-be defenders.
And that's exactly what they do, overwhelm you. This is an aggressive attacking group. Each one of these guys is a one-man wrecking crew offensively.
And with Curry and the MVP, there was some pressure with Hart. Relatively close voting, but Curry was the clear winner. Hard to argue with the season he had, leading his team to 67 wins last year. And remember Klay Thompson's father, Michael Thompson, a former #1 pick out of Minnesota. Growing up, he was the smallest of his brothers and thereby took his lumps when they played hoops. But he said that challenge helped him to develop into the player he is today.
And the Warriors with possession here. The Warriors making the shot.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
And Curry, here we go. And that one's good.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
And Klay Thompson, born into an athletic family. His father, the former #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. And Clark, his mom, was a Division I volleyball player.
And, you know, Thompson, despite those genes, was not a highly recruited player out of high school. Grew up in UCLA's backyard, but ended up playing college ball at Washington State.
And he gets one to fall, and now one out of his first 4.
Curry kicks to Green. It's stolen by Green. The drive by Thompson. Boom, he jams it straight down.
A nice run they put together here to bring it a little closer.
Yeah, they got hot. And I didn't think I'd be saying this a little while ago, but now this game's up for grabs.
And Green gets it to go.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
Curry with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. The shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And the 3 ball is good. Thompson's got 6.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Here's Green. Over in the corner, Barnes. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
Spring music scorching those nets. How long can they keep this up, though?
Now here's Green. An 11-point game for him in the win again.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take them long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
And some of Harrison Barnes' teammates have referred to him as the senator because of the way he carries himself. And, you know, a very level-headed, dignified young man, and just he has an air about it.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. Golden State also making some changes. Festus Ezeli, he's jacked in for Spates. Iguodala comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Curry. And Harrison Barnes at times has been criticized in the past for not being more Clark assertive on the court.
Well, you know, it's interesting. He had to weather the pressure of expectations since high school. I mean, people were comparing him to Kobe Bryant back then, but HB can't get caught up in that. He's got to be true to himself. You know what I tell guys? Do you.
Yeah.
Do you.
On defense, the Warriors following the miss by Draymond Green. And he gets the bucket.
And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
Well, I don't doubt it, Greg. We're going to have an entertaining game of basketball here today. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's the case.
Now here's Iguodala. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Spates, the jumper from the free throw line is good. Spates has got his first basket.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair. And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home.
I tell you what, he's lucky on that one that he got away with maybe not picking up a tee.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Iguodala, the pass to Thompson. Shot from 12. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Thompson's got 8 points. The Warriors leading. Spades dishes to Livingston. Golden State moving the ball around. For 3, Barbosa. The rebound by Ezeli.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
The dish to Livingston. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Iguodala left side. Pass to Barbosa. Good if it goes. No good trying to beat the... Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. The Warriors on top, up by 1. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. We got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. What do you guys think about the Warriors here so far?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side out for them the way they swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah. Or handball.
Or handball.
Yeah, either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson and Brandon Rush at the 2 and 3. Maurice Spates out there with Iguodala. And it's Clark in at the point. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter. And some changes here for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut checked in for Spates. And it's Green in for Andre Iguodala. And the Warriors also making a change. Barnes, he's checked in for Draymond Green. Kicks it to Curry. From 10 feet out. And it's sent back by Bogut. And so the ball out of bounds. Bogut touched it last. Spates checked in for Andre Iguodala.
Maurice Spates.
They double team Curry. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Bogut. No good. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Thompson kicks to Bogut. Here's Thompson. Green passes to Rush. Dishes to Thompson. Back to Green. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And the Warriors lead by 5.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Golden State. Curry comes in for Ian Clark. And the Warriors also making a change. Clark's checked in. And you think about Stephen Curry, clearly one of the greatest shooters the league has ever seen. Clark, I think you could make a case that he's the best off-the-dribble three-point shooter in league history. What do you think?
I think he's the best total shot maker shooter we've had in the league. When you look at all aspects of shooting, I don't know if anybody's ever been better.
He had a nice open look right there.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Out to the right wing. Green kicks to Bogut. From the wing. The shot by Curry, no good.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
And the pass to Bogut. Back to Curry. And it's sent back by Bogut. And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Green. Brandon Rush, he's checked in for Golden State. And here's Barnes for 3. The Warriors pull it in. They're getting their first look of the season at the Warriors in this one.
And we saw how competitive and entertaining the season series was between these two terrific teams last year.
Exactly. They split the series, Greg. 2 elite teams and conference foes renewing that rivalry tonight.
Outside Curry. Right block shot. It's rebounded by Livingston.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
And the Warriors with some changes. Azili's checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Brandon Rush. And it's Barbosa in for Curry. Then for the Warriors, Azili's checked in for Spates. Draymond Green comes in for Barnes. And it's Klay Thompson in for Curry. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Here's Green, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Clark dishes to Azili, and that one's good. Azili's got his first points of the game.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
The foul called on Festus Ezeli. That's his first foul. And the Warriors making a change here. Spates is checked in. Golden State also making some changes. Iguodala comes in for Brandon Rush. And it's Livingston in for Ian Clark. Here's Ezeli right through the D for the layup. Ezeli's got his first bucket of the night. 1:31 left in the first half of the game. The drive by Green.
Oh! Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
Here's Livingston. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
Klay Thompson, he's checked in for the Warriors.
That's a familiar sight. He hardly ever wastes his chances at the line. Cashes in regularly.
Livingston passes to Green. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. Livingston's got 3 assists now in this one. Warriors leading by 4. Iguodala outside. Golden State moving the ball around. Livingston kicks to Spates. Azili dishes to Livingston. No good. The Warriors go the other way with it. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Green leading the charge.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
Warriors trail by 5. 7-second difference. Shot clock. Feeds it to Livingston. Hits from the high post.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Yeah, I mean, test the hot hand. You're exactly right. I say let those triples fly.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing. And right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
The feed to Thompson. Got it off in time. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't. And the first half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive first half of action. Ernie, the first half was all about Stephen Curry. He ended up with 19 points. That's going to do it for now as the second half is just...
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
And on the floor for Steve Kerr as we get into the second half. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3, and it's Curry in at the point guard position. 5 to shoot. Here's Thompson. They get it back. Bogut the pass to Thompson. Curry against Curry. To the middle. Here's Green. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since.
Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick, his emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness.
Curry outside. Bogut kicks to Thompson. Bangs home the trifecta. Thompson's got 10 points in the game.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
And I really have always felt Draymond Green was one of those unique players. I mean, he kind of a tweener in terms of that small forward, power forward at only 6'7". But he's got toughness. The long arms enable him to defend bigger guys. And also the basketball IQ. You can never discount the importance of understanding what you're doing when you're on the floor. And with Draymond Green, he can defend inside. He can cover on the perimeter. I mean, his versatility at both ends of the floor also a huge asset. And you can't have a higher basketball IQ than he does. It really helps him excel at all facets of the game.
Curry dishes to Green. It's stolen by Green. Curry against Curry. And it's been a while, but he finally gets one to go. Curry's got 8 points.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Count the bucket.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Back to Bogut, outside Curry. Hits it from three-point range. 11 points in the game.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Bogut drives in. Here's Thompson. Can't hit.
I don't know how that one doesn't go in. Nice cushion between him and the defender.
Curry with it. Guarded now by Andrew Bogut for the lead. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. 13 points for Steph Curry.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Here's Green. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Nobody near Barnes. Off target from three-point range. Golden State's gone 7 of 11 from deep tonight, using the three-pointer to their advantage. Thompson misses.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Again, the miss by Thompson. Warriors have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Curry passes to Green. Good, and Curry gets the assist. 22 points for Draymond Green.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there beautifully.
Thompson with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. There's the triple. And the rebound goes to the Warriors, but they get it back. Passes it to Thompson. Outside, Green. Second chance shot. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. And that's 23 points for Steph Curry. Golden State's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. And when you look at Draymond Green, he's not a guy who will wow you with his numbers or his athleticism, Clark. He brings a lot of intangibles, though. And I remember talking early in his career with Tom Izzo up at Michigan State saying those exact things, that he gives you so much more than just what you see.
And his current coach and our former partner, Steve Kerr, raves about him. He's the heart and soul of the Warriors, in Steve's words.
You know, you talk about Green's enthusiasm for the game. He's constantly talking, whether defensively or even in an opponent's ear. He's a vocal presence. And also another example of how a guy can make an impact without necessarily having it show up in the stat sheet.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. Clark, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Clark kicks to Iguodala. Spates dishes to Iguodala. Here's Clark. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on Leandro Barbosa.
And also, don't discount his leadership. Draymond Green's been a vocal leader his entire career. Even as a rookie, he wasn't afraid to challenge his teammates. And that competitive spirit, guys, can be contagious.
And so Clark nails both of them. 1:16 left in the third. The dish to Rush. Spates sets a screen. Livingston passes to Rush. Here's Spates, and he banks in the layup. And the Warriors lead by 3.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Pass to Iguodala. That's good.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of ball.
Warriors have gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. Golden State moving it around. Livingston, great pass to set up the lay-in. Livingston's got 6.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
That's tipped. Kicks to Rush. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
That feed by Iguodala, a really good example of his passing ability.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Festus Ezeli comes in for Maurice Spates. And it's Rush in for Green. Festus Ezeli, he's jacked in for the Warriors. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here is Livingston. 6 points for him. Here's Rush.
Oh, my goodness. He's just getting nasty on him now. Wow.
Yeah, now that they've built up a lead, this is when he really breaks out those incredibly slick moves.
Man, like a Ginsu knife, just slicing and dicing.
Oh, well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. Warriors ahead. They're up by 5. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. Iguodala out there with Festus Ezeli. And it's Rush in at the small forward position. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Curry against Curry. He dishes it to Ezeli. The drive by Thompson. Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. Here's Iguodala. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Iguodala's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Warriors. Here's Curry. Good again. He's on tonight. 9 for 13 shooting.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
Bogut back up on top. On the wing, Thompson. Thompson is double. To the paint. And Iguodala with the basket, the assist by Thompson. Thompson's got 5 assists tonight.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And, you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
The drive by Green. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top. But instead, he'll shoot free throws.
And Draymond Green, guys, has won at every level. I mean, led Saginaw High School to 2 consecutive state championships at Michigan State, 2 trips to the Final Four, and now making noise with the Warriors. It's clear this guy's a winner.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut checked in for Festus Ezeli. And it's Draymond Green in for Andre Iguodala.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And here's a little known fact, Clark. Only 3 players have recorded at least 2 triple-doubles in the NCAA tournament. They are Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, and Draymond Green.
That's some elite company for Draymond Green. He's a hard worker, a guy you love if he's on your team. He can be an irritant if he's not with you, but continues to improve and prove his doubters wrong.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Steve Kerr was saying to the team. He was emphatic. We're not getting it done, fellas. We've simply got to step up, get engaged, and try to battle back. Guys, we'll see if the pep talk gets them going.
For 3, Warriors with the rebound. Green's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Curry kicks to Thompson and stolen by Barnes. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Bogut with it. Picked up by Thompson. Outside Curry. Curry with the steal. And now Bogut running the floor all by himself. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
The drive by Green. Drops in the layup for 2. And now just a 3-point Warrior lead.
Great move to get to the rim. I think they're going to take the aggressive approach down the stretch.
One of the stories here, Draymond Green getting it done today.
They don't seem to have any answers for him. They need to review their game plan and look for a way to cool him off.
They double-team Curry. Good chance here for Barnes, and good, he nails it.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Thompson up top, he's covered by Thompson. Stolen by Thompson. It's deflected, stolen by Thompson. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
It's been a strong night for Thompson. He has 12 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him. You know, the league going to more ball movement, more outside shooting, less isolation play, and those are all natural fits for the talents of Klay Thompson, who's great moving off the ball, and we know he can stroke it from long range.
Warriors trail by 5. And Curry, here we go. Got that one up quick. Curry's got 11 in the second half.
Despite the play of the team, I think he's had an outstanding game. He's really done well here.
Thompson outside. Here's Green. Bogut high post. Goes back up. They grab their own miss. From past the arc. The shot is off. The Warriors have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. That's good. And it's now only a 1-point Warrior lead.
It's just what the doctor ordered here. Boy, have they needed him here in the fourth.
Yes, they have. He's made all 4 of his shots this quarter, Greg. Definitely looking to be a dangerous guy.
Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got assist number 8 now on the night. He feeds it to Barnes. To tie it up. And another 3 for Golden State.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Curry dishes to Bogut. Thompson for 3. And he gets it to go. And the Warriors lead by 3.
He's such a clutch shooter, Kevin. He just lives for the big shot.
Curry kicks to Green. Pass to Barnes. And stolen by Barnes. And now Curry running the floor all by himself. And that one's good. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Warriors.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Now a timeout called by Golden State.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing. Spacing.
We've got 1:18 left in the fourth quarter. Warriors leading by 5. Thompson right side. No block shot. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
He's been absolutely in control. No slowing down for Thompson. He has 14 points, and he's come up with a couple of nice steals today, too.
Clark, just a very energetic brand of defense.
Over in the corner, Barnes. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Warriors.
Yeah, you can see me and Clark, Steve, shaking our heads. Yeah, this has got to be one of the most rewarding wins they'll have this season. Clark, they could have easily gone quietly, but they fought back so hard.
Kevin, I love the resilience we saw there. I mean, it really is an indicator of character that when the situation was at its worst, they were suddenly at their best.
And it's pretty incredible when you look at the body of work this year, guys. I mean, when they hit 70 wins, we were astounded. And then now, the wins continuing to pile up in what's been truly a remarkable and special season.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Draymond Green. And the way he rebounded, he surely was a spark for the team as he was securing everything that came off the iron.
That's good.
And sometimes you just can't get around your defender there. You got to hit him with that high top fade.
On the wing, Thompson. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no lying in those totals.
So we see the Warriors get the win here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the
2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Draymond Green. He had a tremendous first half, and that clearly and that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, it's true. Have a wonderful evening.